In this video, we are going to go over various ways to format text. The different CSS properties we go over in this video can be applied to any HTML elements that display text. This means they will work on paragraph elements, header elements, list elements, etc. We're going to cover the following 10 properties. Now these properties are pretty straightforward, so we will move through them pretty quickly. First property we will look at is the color property. This property is used to assign a color to text. For example, here is a paragraph element that contains the text. This is a paragraph element. Using the CSS property color, we can use a color value to change the color of the text from its default value, which in this case is black. We can use a predefined color like blue or green, a hex value, a HSL value, or any other valid color value. If you want to know what the accepted color values are, go back and watch the colors video in this series. Note that we can also assign a background color to the text. We won't go into detail on background color as it has already been covered in the background video in the CSS series. Next, we will look at the CSS property text align. Using some lorem ipsum text, let's create a paragraph with a P element. By default, the text will be aligned to the left. However, we can change this using text align. Using the value right, the text will be aligned to the right. We can also apply center as a value to center the text. Using the value justify, the text will be distributed across each line so that the text on each line is pushed to both the left and right edges. Different spacing will be applied between each word to make this happen. Using the direction CSS property, text can be displayed right to left instead of left to right using the value RTL. This may be useful for languages other than English, in which text is naturally displayed from right to left. Now, sometimes you may want all your text to be displayed in caps, or vice versa, or you may want all the text to be displayed in lowercase. We can do this with the CSS property text transform. By applying the value uppercase to this property, all text will be converted to uppercase characters. Similarly, using the value lowercase, all text will be converted to lowercase characters. We can also apply the value capitalized to this property to make the first letter of each word capitalized. Using the text-indent property, we can set the spacing that will be applied to the first line in a block of text. Notice that even if we apply some line breaks between the paragraphs here, only the first line is indented at the beginning of each paragraph. Using the initial value with the keyword hanging instead, we'll indent all lines except the first line. We can manually set the spacing between each word using the CSS property word spacing. Similarly, we can set the spacing between each letter using the property letter spacing. We can also set the spacing between each line of the text using the property line height. The last property we are going to cover in this video is text decoration. This property is commonly used with anchor elements or hyperlink text. Looking at this text contained in the anchor element, our experience browsing websites tells us this is a clickable link that will route us to another web page or another position on the same page. Sometimes we don't want the hypertext link to look so typical, so we might assign the value none to the CSS property text decoration. This will remove the line under the text. Now sometimes we may want to apply the underline to text that isn't a link. To do so, we can use the value underline with the CSS property. We can also use the values overline or line through. And we can further style the added text decoration using the properties text decoration color, text decoration style, and text decoration thickness. Of course, we can just use the property text decoration as a shorthand property to apply the same styling.